Hello everyone. In the previous video, we have discussed about the classification, threats and conservation of land. In today's video, we will going to read about landslides, the preventive measures we can take for landslides, and a brief introduction of soil. So, as you can see on the screen, there is a picture of landslide. So, let's just start with landslide. First, what is a landslide? When natural disasters such as earthquakes, floods, or volcanic eruptions, etc., takes place in a hilly region, so as a result, there is a sudden mass movement of rock down the side of a mountain. Basically, in simple words, it is the destruction in the hilly regions due to the natural disasters. It is said to be as landslides. Now, if we talk about some mitigation techniques, so students generally face a lot of problems in writing the mitigation or measures of landslides. They can easily write the preventive measures for floods or volcanic eruption, earthquakes or other natural disasters, etc. But they face a lot of problems in writing the preventive measures for landslides. So now we will discuss about the mitigation techniques. The very first one is the increasing the vegetation cover. It helps in binding the soil. The roots would bind the soil. As a result, the flow or the rockfall will decrease. So basically, if we will bind the soil and the roots, so there will be a decrease in the rockfall. So as a result, it is one of the preventive measures for the landslide. In order to prevent the rocks to fall, what we can do, one thing we can do is we can bind the soil and the roots. Okay. Now another one is the retention wall. Then you have the retention wall. As you can see in the picture, there is a wall that is built on one side of the road. That is said to be as retention wall, or you can say a protection wall. That a protection wall that could be built up in order to prevent the sliding of the rocks and the debris downside. So you can see in the picture that wall is actually made in order to protect the rocks to fall. Okay, so it is one of the techniques, or it is one of the measures we can take in order to prevent the landslides. Now if we go back to the third one, that is mapping of hazard. Mapping of hazard could be done by GIS, that is said to be as Geographical Information System, or by remote sensing technique. So what you can do, you could have the areas in which you can take certain preventive measures, or you can say you have certain prone areas in the hilly regions. Due to mapping of hazard, due to geographical information system or remote sensing technique, we can able to identify those spots, or we can say we can able to identify those areas in the hilly region that in which the destruction of landslide is maximum. So basically, in order to prevent the destruction of landslide, what we can do, we can work upon it. We can take certain preventive measures in those areas. Moreover, also we can do the development could be done in order to keep in mind. So the development will be also done according to it. Basically, what we can do with the GIS and remote sensing technique, we can identify the areas in the hilly region where the destruction is maximum, where the destruction can take place maximum, and we can basically prevent those areas, and we can also work upon the development according to it. Okay. Then the fourth one is the surface drainage control work. So controlling the flow of the rivers, because floods is also one of the reasons of landslides. So controlling the flow of the rivers and the passage of the water is another important aspect of mitigation of landslides. So what we can do, we can build drainage systems in those hilly regions in order to control the flow of the river and the passage of the water. Then now we will go to the topic of soil. As you can see in the picture, if we look at the structure of the soil, so you have the parent rock, then the weathered rock, and then the rock material, that is the subsoil, and the topsoil, which is considered as the most fertile region. Okay, the topsoil is considered as the most fertile region because it is rich in the nutrients. Okay, now the soil itself is a very thin layer that covers our earth, and there are various factors that affects the soil. The very first one, as you can see in the picture, the very first one is the parent rock. Okay, the parent rock determines the color, texture, property, and the content of the soil. Okay, so parent rock determines the color, texture, property, and the content. Then you have the relief, which is based on the altitude or height of the region, and the slope. And the slope of the region, you have the thickness of the soil. So the first one is the parent rock, and the second one is the relief. Then the third one is the flora and fauna and microorganisms. So basically, if we talk about the factors of soil formation, and the third point, flora, fauna, and microorganisms. So basically, more microorganisms, so more the soil will be fertile. So basically, microorganisms helps in the increasing the soil in making the soil more fertile. Okay, so basically, more the microorganisms, so more the soil will be fertile. Then there is a high rate of humus formation, which is again good for the agricultural crops, because humus formation is done as when there is the dead plants and animals decay. So there is a formation of an organic matter in the soil, dark organic matter, which is said to be as humus. And humus is very rich in nutrients, and it helps in making the soil more fertile. Then the time, the fourth one is the time for the soil. The time for the soil to develop and the thickness of the soil is another predominant factor. The time and the thickness of the soil is another predominant factor. And the last one, fifth one, is the climatic conditions. So basically, if we talk about the climatic conditions, it is the temperature, rainfall, humidity, and the rate of the weathering affect the quality of the soil. Okay, so temperature, rainfall, humidity, and the rate of the weathering affect the quality of the soil, and the quality of the soil affects the growth of the plants or agriculture in a region. Okay, so these are the 5 factors that affects the soil formation. So in today's class, we have discussed about landslide, then the mitigation techniques for landslides, and then we have read about a brief of soil and the factors of soil formation. Okay, I hope the class was useful for you. Thank you.